This game is rated T for teen. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Destroy All Humans. In the last episode, we went to Area 42 and collected all of the probe collectibles that we could find, 24 out of 24. But in this episode, we're going to collect all 25 of the Union Town collectibles. Now this one might be a little more trickier, only because, more tricky, not trickier, more trickier. It's going to be trickier because it's a denser place and there's all kinds of corridors to find, but I know that there are some obvious ones in certain areas that we can find these collectibles. So let's go ahead and load in and find those collectibles, shall we? Alright, so starting off where we loaded in, number 1 is going to actually be right by our saucer from where we spawned in. Now I don't know if this guarantees the spawn right here the entire time, but first one is right here on this rock that faces this cargo ship. Pick it up, there's number 1, and I found another one that is actually behind this gas station in this truck. And there's number 2. Instead of the Maritime Museum, there is actually on this submarine a collectible, and this will be number 3. Pick it up and there you go. Collectible number 4 is actually going to be found on top of this crane right here. There's actually a couple of them, but on this second one that you find, if you're coming from that direction, from where the saucer is, you'll find it up here. And there's number 4. The next one is actually not too far from the cranes here, because behind this warehouse building, and actually by this water tower, there's a collectible sitting in the corner here. So pick it up and there's number 5. Number 6 is actually going to be in another warehouse area by these 3 brick buildings, or at least one big brick building. And it's actually by this opening by the sign, no parking, loading area. And there's collectible number 6. And it's actually right across from where the one of the saucer landing areas are. So that'll be kind of a good indicator.
They're coming.
Number 7 is actually, number 7 and 8 actually are going to be on top of these large cylindrical containers. I don't know what these are used for actually, but there's one here, and then you can jump across with your jetpack, and you'll find the next one on top of this one. And there you go, there's 7 and 8. Number 9 is actually on one of these as well that I found out, so you want to pick this one up as well on top of this cylindrical container. And there's number 9. Number 10 is actually going to be in this water tower, but not at the very top. It's actually floating between the infrastructure, so you just want to jump back up and grab it, and there's number 10. Number 11, you're actually going to want to go along the ground, and it's actually by this brick wall. And just to give you a point of reference, it's across the way from where the water tower was, and you'll see this large cylindrical container again, another one of these, and you just want to jump down, and number 11's right there in the corner. Number 12 is actually on top of this little hangar here. That's actually part of one of the missions that was in here, but you want to pick it up, and there's number 12. Just like some of the other collectibles, there's another water tower here, and on the ground, by this brick perimeter, brick wall, at the base of the water tower, there's a collectible. So pick it up, and there's number 13. Number 14 is going to be on one of these giant container cranes, and you want to use your jetpack to get all the way up, and it's floating in midair, so you just want to jetpack over, and you might miss it a couple times here and there, but eventually you'll be able to get it just like that, and there's number 14. From up here, number 15 is actually going to be dropping down below from the crane, and on top of these, I guess these things where wire is, so you just pick it up and there's number 15. Number 16 is kind of a ways away from that crane and also the water tower, but you could see it by these 2 giant smokestacks. And in this corner by this brick warehouse, by these pipes, there's a collectible here, and there's number 16, which we only have 9 more to go. Number 17 is on one of these other giant cranes, which you're going to want to jetpack up to. And instead of floating out in the middle of the air, there's actually on top of this little building on top of this. So you just pick it up, and there's number 17. Much like the 2 cranes where we collected a collectible there, the probes, there's another one that is actually at the very, very top of one of these cranes. And we want to get into a position where we're able to reach the very top. So I don't know if these cables we can stand on, but we can stand on this metal bit here. And you just pick it up, and there you go. There's number 18. Number 19 can be found on one of the rooftops. That's actually by the saucer where we first landed, surprisingly enough. And you just want to pick it up here, and there's number 19. So for the next ones that are on the map, we're going to go to the island that's in Uniontown and land here, because there are obviously some ones that are going to be lying around in this island, but we want to clear out the area first before we do that. So let's do that real quick before we actually land this puppy. So once you've landed on Monroe Island, on the left side of where you land your ship, up here where this little hole is, you want to grab a collectible, and there's number 20. Number 21 is going to be behind one of these broken walls here, and by this little metal contraption, whatever you want to call it. But you just want to pick it up, and there's number 21. So number 22 is going to be on the ship. If you take the ferries that are from the island that take you across to the ship, but you want to be careful because more of these NPCs will spawn. Same with Majestic. But at the very top of the ship, there's a collectible, so pick it up, and there's number 22. And number 23 is going to be on the bottom here where the ship's hull is, and where all the cargo is. And in the corner, there's a collectible, so pick it up, and there's number 23. Which we only have 2 more to go, so let's go and find the last remaining 2, shall we? Number 24, going back to the island by the ship, under this awning area, or where, yeah, this like overpass of this building, there is another collectible here, and pick it up, and there's number 24. 1 more to go. Let's go and find it. So for the last one, we're going to have to head back. We're going to have to head back to mainland in order to find the last one. And particularly, you want to land where we've started in the beginning of the video, right here. And we want to find ourselves a large smokestack, brick smokestack, which there are several around, but this one seems to be more of a lonesome one. And it should be this one that is over here. And lo and behold, there it is, number 25. That's all 25 collectibles. So let's go ahead and return to the mothership. And let's spend some DNA, which in the meantime, I actually went and I got some more DNA by using the anal probe as I was finding these collectibles. So let's go down and see what upgrades we can do. All right, so we gotta show Crypto some love here with some upgrades, and I think that some good ones, maybe not the anal probe. The anal probe's fine the way it is right now, so I think ion detonator would probably be good to have to increase its capacity, which is 3,000, which is probably going to use up all of our points, which I'm more than happy enough with that. And we could save the 1,410 for the next one, because what's going to happen next time is we're going to go to Capital City and gather all 30 collectibles before we do the attack of the 50-foot president, which will be the finale of the series. But if you guys did enjoy this, be sure to leave a like if you haven't already, and do not forget to hit the subscribe button because that lets me know that you guys enjoy the content on the channel and would like to see more. I've been Savvy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys! See you later.